What's going on, awesome people? Welcome to another episode of Why I Care, the Impact Retreat IG Live series. We started yesterday, and it basically includes all the presenters and volunteers behind the 2022 Unite and Conquer Impact Retreat happening in Miami between April 28th and May 1st. And if you don't know what the Impact Retreat is, in short, it is the ultimate 4-day experience that is all about leveling up from a personal development standpoint to a professional development standpoint to getting everything aligned from mind, body, soul, spirit, and really just kind of coming together as fellow Persian entrepreneurs. And I'm blessed to be around several individuals who a couple months ago decided to lend their time, lend their talents, and be presenters, be volunteers, and be people that help move this boulder that I've been trying to move for a long time. And I've been incredibly blessed to have these individuals, and I'm very grateful to have them all. And I was like, you know what? I need to introduce every single one of them one by one, and I need to have them share in their words why they're a part of this and why they think it's important and why we as a Persian entrepreneur and Persian community need to continue to support each other, to uplift each other, to be a valuable resource to each other, share our experiences and share our failures with each other so that our fellow compatriots don't have to go down the same hole that perhaps we went at some time, and then they reciprocate that. So that's why we have the Why I Care IG Live series, and had a great conversation with Sippy there yesterday. Today it's going to be my longtime friend, incredible DJ, super experienced and awesome lawyer, Kia Kondori. Tomorrow I'm going to have Behjat Khani. I'll get to her later on. But the point is that I get to have fun talking to some awesome people that we've been working with behind the scenes to really create an amazing experience for any Persian entrepreneurs that are out there. So if you are Persian, and if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business professional, and you don't know about the Impact Retreat, take 2 minutes, click the link in my bio and check out what we have going on. Because when you see everything that's included, all the value, all the experiences, all the people that are sharing their talent and their experience to help you, then hopefully you will consider to be one of the 10 uniters that we're having in Miami between April 28th and May 1st. So without any further ado, I want to go ahead and welcome my friend, my incredible compadre, Kia, the wonderful state of Virginia. So please put your hands together and welcome him. What's up, Seppi? How are you? Hey, Mom, how you doing? Quick Kitchen Creators. Oh, hey, Kia, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, man?
I feel I'm a little underdressed, but that's pretty normal when I'm talking to you.
That's okay. I'm sure that when I'm down in Miami for the retreat, it won't be a suit and tie 24/7.
No, for sure. I can't wait to see you in a nice flowery shirt, and just kind of enjoying with a margarita in hand.
I'm ready to rock and roll.
Great, man. Well, thank you so much for making time. I know you're a busy guy, and right off the bat, like you and I have had a long journey together, dating back to like 13, 14 years, exclusively entertainment DJ, and has been rocking and rolling so many weddings and events, while you've also been going the trajectory of the legal life and being an attorney and having your own firm, Kondori and Moorad, with a broad experience in cases and clients, anywhere from estate planning to landlord-tenant affairs and a bunch of business formations. But if you don't mind, in your own words, giving a little background about who Kia Kondori is, I would greatly appreciate it. And so will the viewers, I'm sure.
Sure. Well, I know for sure if I need to get somebody on a commercial at some point in time to talk about our firm, I'm coming right to you. That was a very perfect introduction on the firm.
I got you.
And me. So thank you for that. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in right now. I see a bunch of comments already and hearts and everything flying on the chat below. Obviously, this is an open discussion here today. Anybody who's watching, feel free to chime in with any questions, whether Iman says something or I say something. It may jog something in your mind or something that you were like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to ask it here. And I think that whole concept as a whole is something that is a nice bow of what we're trying to put together as a present for everybody who is a participant for the retreat, is to spark a conversation in topics like what I'm presenting on the legal side, for topics that people are sometimes hesitant to talk about or discuss because they think it's very private, both on the business side and personal side. But I'm not deflecting from your question. I am the one and only Kia Kondori, also known as DJ Kia, also known as the counselor, Attorney Kondori, however you want to phrase it. I'm born and raised in good old Northern Virginia. I have never been to Iran. I have never been there, wasn't born there. And so that is one little piece of why I like to do what I do in terms of giving back to the community. You always have some sort of attachment to your culture, to your heritage, to your people, to your family, to your fellow country and countrymen and compatriots, as you said. That's one piece of it. But Iman, we met, I want to say almost 2 decades ago. It's getting there. But for me, yes, I am a lawyer by day, DJ by night. Sometimes people call me a jack of all trades. I've got a lot of different hands in a lot of different pots, whether it's on the property side or construction side, DJing side, law side. I'm one of those people that my friends who know me and family who knows me and my current clients or past clients, there are hundreds and hundreds of questions or topics that people come to me with. And they're like, I have no idea how you know how to do this, but I'm so grateful you are. And I'm grateful to them for trusting me with those things. From a young age, I knew that I wanted to do something law related. Now, whether that was in politics or whether that was in office or in the government side, part of it also had to do with me wanting my own record label and managing artists. So that is something that's always kind of been brewing in the background. And I said, you know what, how can I accomplish those goals that I had? And with all of those things, the consistent thing was education, and then stemming from the education to getting a law degree. So that is where that side of my mind and my childhood formed to go after that education. And inherently, my parents and just the artsy musical side is something that is just kind of in my gut to do, whether it was singing in my teens and college and high school and all that, dancing and doing that in Florida and across the country. And then that snowballed right into DJing. And, you know, God wanted us to meet. God wanted somebody up there, even if people don't believe in God, somebody put Iman and I in some vicinity in Northern Virginia. And one thing led to another. And then fast forward 15 years and people haven't gotten sick of me DJing. And so very gratefully, I will continue to do it as long as people enjoy it. I know I will always enjoy it. I don't know if I'll be, who knows? I don't know if I'll be 60 DJing, but I'll keep it going as long as I can, as long as my back holds up from being hunched over. And on the law side, you know, it's a very unique situation that I don't know if it's lucked into, but I'm very fortunate and blessed. I had worked at a different law firm, learned a lot of things. We did a lot of personal injury and criminal law and DUIs and traffic. And after some years there, I was like, I don't want to do any of this stuff. Not that it's not good and not that you can't make a good living doing it, but I didn't feel that internal sense of gratification on what I really set out to do in terms of helping people from a business standpoint, from a personal standpoint, from a life standpoint. And so I got lucky enough that my law partner here at Kondori Moorad is like my best friend. We went to high school together. We went to college together. And from about 20 some odd years ago, our deal to each other was, hey, one day we're going to open up our own place. So that turned into us putting up a shingle, and we're here based out of Northern Virginia, and we service DC, Maryland, Virginia, Virgin Islands, if anybody has any stuff down there, California. We have a bunch of attorneys and great staff here, and then we're in year number 7. So it's been 7 very grateful years. It's been a lot of work.
Lucky
but
number
I enjoy
7.
every minute of it.
Lucky number 7. So Kia, man, I mean, I feel like you have your desire to fulfill within, be the guiding light for you in whatever you've done, whether it's been professionally as a lawyer or personally, and even you know, the entertainment aspect of it.
Sure.
What drew you, other than just being a great friend to me and wanting to help me out? What drew you to Unite and Conquer's mission of uniting Persians through entertaining live streams and, you know, in-person and online events and you know, all that stuff. And then also specifically, what drew you to wanting to be a presenter at the retreat, and just kind of helping this whole event come to fruition by helping out other entrepreneurs?
Right. So the first question that you had is a very interesting topic, near and dear to me, because when we talk about the Iranian community and our past history of our own country is so divided, and it is not a there's so many positive, but there are also some very critical negatives in terms of sticking together as a country and as a people. On this side of the water, in the United States where we are, you know, there's nothing out there in terms of a platform to really pull all of us together. And I think that was one of the things where, when you told me about Unite and Conquer's mission, it is a lot of the hyphenated Iranians, you know, whether you're Jewish Iranian, Iranian American, Latin Iranian, like all the different mixes is what it comes down to, because it's all about identity. And you want to feel like you have some sort of attachment to some part of your heritage and your culture. And that's one of the beauties of Unite and Conquer's overall goal, is to put all of us together, maybe not in one room physically, but on some sort of virtual platform or some way to just connect. And, you know, when I was thinking about the retreat, you know, that's just one little piece of the Unite and Conquer puzzle. And Unite and Conquer as a whole is such a beautiful thing. I'm sure that maybe somewhere down the road, there'll be a chapter of Unite and Conquer for, you know, Latin Americans and Polish Americans and all other types of demographics of people, because it doesn't really happen that way. A lot of times people just stick to what they know, and they're like, well, I'm just me and I'm by myself, and I don't really feel like I can go to an Iranian event or Iranian mixer because I'm a half Iranian or quarter Iranian, or I never was really exposed to that in my childhood, and I never was really exposed to that growing up. So I don't really feel a connection there, other than just going to Moby Dick or going to Shashi and eating the food, or hearing some music sometimes and going to a party. With Unite and Conquer, you really get all of it, from the music to the food to the people to the culture to the exposure, and you never feel like you're getting singled out in a way that is a negative. It's always about uplifting and positive reinforcement. So to answer your first question, that was really the key for me in saying, you know what, I'm a really big proponent and believer in Unite and Conquer's core mission statement and goal, and is to unite all the Iranian Americans wherever they are, and not just in the United States, but across the world, under a platform that everybody can just have a nice spot and say, okay, well, let's uniteandconquer.com. What are they doing now? And it's such a positive, safe space for people to come to. And my personality is, I'm one of these, you know this best, I'm one of these overly optimistic people, where if I could be having the worst day in my entire life and you would never know about it. You keep that to yourself. For me, I do. But you want to be as positive as you can and supportive as you can, whether it's your family, friends, people that are just on the street, people that want to support Unite and Conquer. They're taking their time out to just reach out and learn about it. Let's build them up and be positive about it that way.
Can I interrupt you for a second, Kia?
Sure.
So you mentioned something that, of course, I respect, because everybody needs to be exactly how they are. But in that regard of, like, you could be having the worst day, you keep it inside and you keep positive. I'm the kind of person, if anyone has followed me on social media, I'm not too shy about those kind of things. And I feel like too much keeping it inside will end up building up, and it's not, the most healthiest of ways. Positivity is great. I'm all about positive mindset. And one thing that a friend of mine said yesterday, as I was brainstorming, how can we get the message out about the retreat? She said one thing very interesting. She said, Iman, some Persians are very private, and I don't know how they're going to be open about being open, when we're talking about health and wellness and the importance of mental health, which is an integral part of this entire retreat. It's not just sales, marketing, branding, business. It's about the personal aspects. And some people, especially Persians, historically have been keeping a lot of things inside. And I'm hoping that everybody that comes to the retreat, yourself included, is that they feel that it's a safe and sacred place where there's no judgment, that everybody is able to kind of open up a little bit, whatever it is that is comfort for them. And so I just thought it was very interesting that my friend Sahil mentioned that yesterday. And I was like, I really hope that everybody feels that there's a brotherhood and sisterhood that's happening amongst these 10 entrepreneurs. And that even though not everybody might go and put it on Facebook and Instagram like I do, or tells everybody in the group of friends, that they know that, hey, this is a place where we're all coming in here with no ego and just 100% heart, soul, and just trying to really be there for each other, because not everybody has somebody to like open up to. Some people choose not to open up. Some people
Right.
literally don't have the people that they feel they can confidently trust. So I just wanted to kind of interject there for a second.
No,
And
I
I know you.
completely agree, and
Yeah.
I think that's one of the special things about this whole IG Live segment, is that for people out there who are unsure if, like, maybe I want to go to the retreat and I don't know what it's about and who the heck are these presenters, I think this is a way that people can take a few minutes to just learn about me, kind of maybe feel my personality through our discussion here right now,
Yeah.
because it is an unknown. And it should feel like a very safe place. And yes, I will be the first to admit I am not the best at, telling people about my problems, because I'm like, you know what? My thing is this, and I'll explain my rationale to the world right now. So as an attorney, my whole job and what I signed up to do is to fix people's problems for a living. If I can't fix my own problems or have a grasp on my own personal life and personal aspect, how can I expect anybody on the outside to trust me to fix theirs? And so that's where
You're conflicted.
Yeah, I'm conflicted, because yes, it's not the healthiest thing to keep it all in, which I will agree to 110%. But a lot of it is about having the discussion and not letting things brew and keep going for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 6 months. The longer it goes on, the worse it's going to feel, and you're going to build that resentment and not have that open outward feeling to express yourself, and just going to spiral into something way more volatile than it should be. But I completely agree. I should just not bottle some things in, but
Well,
we're all human. So
I'm gonna get a little bit out of you during the retreat next time.
that is completely fine. I'm trying to. So your second question, I think, was geared towards why I wanted to be a presenter.
Yeah.
I think,
and that kind of ties into sharing what you want to talk about. And Sarah, the retreat is in Miami. Click the link in our bio for more information. But yeah, so the part is like, why be a presenter? Because everyone's putting so much time and effort into it. All these group chats, all this stuff.
The first answer is you let me. So that's
my honor.
That's my number honor. One is that I was allowed to. I put my name in the ring and said, hey, Iman, I'm interested. And I know there's a lot of people very qualified, very skilled. Our presenter panel, outside of Pedram, I don't know any of them.
I thought you said outside of Pedram.
I know.
Everybody's qualified.
I don't know any of them. But for those of you who don't know, I know Pedram will be doing the same thing. He's very, very skilled, very, very smart in what he does, as it goes for all of the other ones, including Sebide yesterday. Just the amount of talent and skill that each one of the presenters has is a very cool thing. And they're all in completely different areas. And for me, fortunately, I'll be talking about the law and legal side. Mm-hmm. And there is a huge, I know, Iman, we've talked about this, a negative connotation when it comes to lawyers in general. Oh, these guys are just crooks. They're just out to sue people. They're shady. You don't really, until you need one, you don't really need one. But we wear a lot of different hats as attorneys. We are therapists, and we are that 7 p.m. call when a client is freaking out. We are the confidant. We do have to think things from a logical perspective, but also sympathize with our clients when it comes to the money side of it, or the business side of it, or long-term and short-term effects. We know that, for me, on our side, in terms of the firm, litigation in itself, emotionally, mentally, it takes a toll on people because there are stresses involved. Just being in a courtroom, just sitting and having to answer questions from another attorney on the other side or from a judge. These are all things that come with the territory. And when I saw the opportunity to sit down one-on-one, which is a really nice thing for me to be able to sit down one-on-one with the participants, where I'm good either way, whether it's all 10 at the same time or one-on-one. But with one-on-one, you get a very intimate setting. And I like to use that word because when you're talking to a lawyer, you're not necessarily thinking about your family or your own personal life and where things are going to go from a short-term perspective and a long-term perspective. It could be as simple as one document that an attorney could draft for you that could change the course of your life after you're gone, for your wife or for your husband or for your spouse or for your kids or for your grandchildren. And a lot of people don't think about that because, you know, we just say as Iranians, well, our family's going to take care of it. We don't send our families off to nursing homes. We take care of those people in our homes. We don't say to our grandparents, oh, yeah, see you later. I'm leaving. You're off on your own.
Yeah.
We have our homes that are multi-generational living within that home. You know, a lot of young people in their late 20s and 30s for Iranians, we live with our parents. That's how we are. We have that attachment. So from a family standpoint, I will be talking about the estate planning side, which is probably 50% of what our firm does in terms of wills and healthcare power of attorneys and financial power of attorneys, and how those decisions really impact people from a mental standpoint, but also from a personal standpoint, because people should have the peace of mind to know that, hey, my family or my loved one is set in case something happens to me. And we live in a crazy time. It's COVID. It's war. Who knows what's going to come up next? The cicadas. I don't know. There's like ladybugs from China that are like lethal ladybugs. I don't know what's going on with what's happening, but it's never a bad thing to be prepared. When I write on these folders, when we're done with our clients who came in, a woman came in today, mother of 4, wanted to make sure that her children are all taken care of. God forbid something happens to her. And I'm not superstitious, but on the folder that I put where all these documents I give them, I don't write, last will and testament and all that. I just put estate planning documents, and that's it. I don't put any juju on it. I just kind of leave it there. But that person today told me, I was putting this off for so long, and it wasn't until I started Googling and hearing horror stories, and I was like, man, I really need to take care of this. And for me, I feel that gratification because I know that whatever else happened today, it has nothing to do with money. Yes, we get paid to do it, and it keeps the lights on in the firm, and I can eat and buy a nice steak, all those kind of nice things that comes with attorney billing. But I know that this client of mine, for the rest of her lifetime, will have the peace of mind knowing that her kids are set. And she doesn't have to worry about looking over her shoulder, what if something happens to me? Yes, for those children, it'd be unfortunate if it does, but at least she's got that peace of mind that I was able to give her. And in our Iranian community, we don't really talk about wills and healthcare power of attorney, and that's not common language in our vocabulary. We tell our family, well, they're just going to take care of her. My eldest child's going to take care of her. My husband's going to take care of it. He'll just deal with it. But kicking the can down the road and dealing with it is not the greatest thing, especially when you involve the law. And they're conversations that people just don't have, partially because it has never been a thing before where we talk about it, and partially because it hasn't been presented in a way that is just very like talking about it at a bar or talking about it in a coffee shop. There's a lot of dense legal terminology, but if you can kind of clean that language up and make it very easy to digest, then I feel like people would gravitate to that. And then during the retreat, I'm saying to myself, well, this would be perfect. There's business entrepreneurs who run their businesses and have their businesses. And I hope that whether it's talking about how they form their entities or how they're structuring their staff or how they're running their business with their partners, there's always going to be things that they haven't thought about because they're so geared towards how am I running my 9 to 5, and their customers and clients, and continually, shifting and making sure that whether it's from a virtual standpoint or shipping goods or selling goods, how can they make sure their 9 to 5 is running? But on the back end, they haven't really done the real core proper planning. I've seen simple things like tax filings that just one little marker, one little checkbox is wrong, and it would open up themselves personally liable for anything if they were to get sued. Whereas just, hey, just one little checkbox, move it over. You just did this the wrong way. That's not how you should do it to really protect yourself. So when I think about the retreat, and yeah, it'll be in sunny Miami, so hopefully everybody will just kind of breathe in that fresh, humid Miami air, and feel a little bit more comfortable talking one-on-one in a safe space. But when I looked at the timeline, it starts from the morning and just kind of a collective, yoga and breakfast and all those positive things throughout the timeline. I'm hoping that they'll say, hey, you know what? There's an attorney there that is not going to judge me, has dealt with this thousands of times, and yes, thousands of times, with talking about estate planning and business law. And these two things definitely overlap. And just to have that conversation with them in their mind so that when they leave the retreat, it has nothing to do with me getting their business. It has nothing to do with that at all. It has to do with, did I spark something in their mind that they can take home with them and say to themselves, you know what, I really should revisit this. And what Kia told me was really critical, because I want to make sure that whether it's my business partners or my own family is taken care of.
I love that. And, you have a very interesting role at the retreat. It's multifold, not just the legal aspect. But in the last few minutes before we wrap this bad boy up, talk about how excited you are to actually have the entertainment portion where you get to get behind the ones and twos and do what you do best in the Bakhcha and also on the boat ride. Talk about the excitement that you get to do to entertain people too.
Yeah. Oh, that to me, music is such a integral part in just your overall health. When you're in a sad mood, I always feel like you pay attention to the lyrics a little bit more. When you're in a happy mood, you're like just so high energy and just like bouncing off the walls and just ready to have a good time. And music, whether it's Iranian music or non-Iranian, I've been on kind of binging Albanian music for some reason. I have no clue what they're saying, and I've started Googling lyrics and words just to kind of get a sense of it. But for some reason, I feel something when I hear it. And so at the Bakhcha, when you're having your dinner, I'm sure that it's going to be a very tasty Persian experience with the different items on that menu and the drinks and food. But when you hear music in a certain way, when you're in a certain place, you always kind of gravitate and get this feeling. And it's that goosebump feeling that you get when you hear a melody or a song, and you just, that feeling. And whether it's at Bakhcha during those moments or on a boat where you're just kind of on an island on the in the water, just taking it in and soaking in the sun, I get a real pleasure out of it. And it's going to be really cool to have such a small group. I'm used to going on tour with you, Iman. We've got 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people cheering and going wild. But this is a little bit different because it's so intimate of a setting. And, to have a certain type of music and connect on a musical wavelength is also a very cool thing.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to hearing your music and then also all the great advice you're going to give. And I'm sure that the 10 Uniteds that are going to come, they're going to appreciate it. Which, on that note, if anybody is interested to get more information, click the link in my bio or Kia's bio, or just ask us for more questions. It's really a bunch of people coming together to present an incredible 4-day experience, man. And I'm so appreciative for you, Kia, to be a part of this, and it wouldn't be the same without you. So thank you for blessing us musically and legally.
Sure.
And I hope to, I'm sure I'll be in touch with you in a couple minutes anyway. So
I know, I'm sure I'll be like, oh wait, I think Iman's calling me again. I will leave you with these two things for everybody out there who tuned in, or for anybody later on who's watching this on YouTube or any other platform. please feel free to reach out. Even if you're looking at the calendar and you're saying, oh, shoot, I can't make it April 28th through May 1st or part of it or all of it or any of it, please feel free to reach out. On the law side, I'm always available to answer any questions. More than happy to do so. On the DJing side, I do take requests, so I will help you out there too. But you know, the website is a fantastic place. It's got a ton of information on the retreat itself and the presenters and what you would be getting as a participant. And we're hopeful that this kickoff to this retreat sparks more retreats in 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, every year.
For sure.
So hopefully these 10 participants that come, maybe they'll be repeat retreaters. I appreciate your time today, Iman, and everybody that tuned in the chat, Sepide, Elena, everybody, Farzan, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time.
Thank you, Kia. Appreciate it. Have a good day. And like Nikki said, we're shifting a culture, you know. And so Nikki Emadi is one of our presenters as well. She's going to be on IG Live this Saturday at 3 p.m. We have Behjat Khani tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So every day or so, we're going to be having more conversation with awesome presenters. So Kia, thank you again. Take care. Be
Absolutely,
well.
my pleasure.
And see you soon.
Sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as Kia logs off, friendly reminder, just click the link in the bio for more information. Hopefully you'll be one of the 10 Uniters that will be joining us and making it an incredible experience for all, personally and professionally. Much love. Enjoy the rest of your day. And see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time, right here, IG Live. Take care, guys. Much love.